please on the camera. A warm welcome to this second session of JJ-Bhargava. The first session we had a wonderful start, and this is the second session wherein there are 2 or 3 people who have joined for the first time, and the rest all are having the second session today. A warm welcome to all of you. Hari Om to everyone. We'll start with the prayer and then continue. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma swarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddhajnanaikamurtaya Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Shruti Smriti Pravrananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram. Pranams to Prabhu Guruji. Today, it is about the purpose of life. Each of us will be talking about 3 minutes, and then the first 2 minutes, there will be an indication that will be given, and another 1 minute, you can continue to talk. And before that, Satyalata ji and Sri Ram, I think it is their first session. So I think we can start what we did with the last session. We can just give them the topic to talk and link that to Vedanta. One phrase or word that will be given to you so that you can link that, and then on the spot you can think about how to link on to the Vedanta, this 2-minute Vedanta, and talk for 2 minutes. So it is the chance for Sri Ram and Satyalata ji. And then we can continue with our purpose of life. Who would go first?
You could start from the youngest.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, fine. Yeah, I can go first. Yes. Am I audible?
Yeah. So I think I will repeat the topic. You can take masala dosa.
Masala dosa.
Maybe one of the favorite food for you also. Maybe, how do you link that to Vedanta?
Okay.
Would you like another topic, Sriram?
No, I think I have something. I'll start. So I think I will relate this to the process of making of the masala dosa than the masala dosa itself. So it first starts off with some raw batter, which has no shape, unmanifested. It's no shape, no form, no shape, and then that is brought on with some energy, the heat energy. The energy brings it into some shape, and it has there's some spice added, there is some masala added, and there's some oil added. So all these things are the different elements of the the manifested world. So then it gets cooked with the energy, which is the heat and all those things. It gets cooked and it gets a very nice shape. It gets a very nice color, texture, taste, everything. And it's served with chutney and sambar. It's served. Now most people enjoy it. Most people enjoy it. They have it's very nice to eat. But then later on, what happens? You eat more and more masala dosa, and then you get cholesterol, or you get some diabetes or something. Some health problems arise. When you stop looking at the masala dosa as a food item and look at its essence, look at its the nutrients that are there, then you can get detached and realize that this is not good for my health. So start looking at the essence in everything. The unmanifested, all the nutrients, all those things become manifested. When you get attached to the manifested form, that causes problems. Start looking at the essence behind it, the unmanifested form. You're free from the problems. That's all.
Excellent, Sriram. Wonderful.
Very nice, Sriram.
Very nicely linked with masala dosa.
Anybody who has kept time will know how long Sriram spoke, or for 2 minutes.
I think it was a little less than 2 minutes, probably. Maybe 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
How much was it a 2-minute thing? Okay, I thought it was 1 minute. Okay, fine.
No, it's fine. Actually, it was.
Fine.
You brought out the points very well. The comparison came out excellently. So next time, are you going to eat the batter or the masala dosa?
we know the essence, but we should eat the masala dosa. That is how Gnani operates.
That's very smart. No,
Yes.
excellent.
Wonderful, wonderful, Sriram.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now we move on to Satyalata ji. Tree. Can you speak for 2 minutes linking to Vedanta about tree? Or if you want another topic, that can also be given to you.
You're saying a TRE tree?
Yes, yes.
Our masala dosa is also available.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let me talk about the tree.
Satyalata ji, can you slightly tilt the camera down? Only, yeah.
So can you see me?
Little more, just a little bit, slightly in the same direction.
1 second.
It'll,
Am I audible?
yeah, sure.
Okay. So when we are looking at a tree, what I understand when I look at a tree, or for that matter, the seed that is behind the tree, it is the whole universe. So the whole universe appears in the form of a seed and shows in the form of a tree ultimately. So whatever consciousness with which I operate or you operate, the same consciousness I can see in a tree as well. So a tree has works in its full bloom with all its branches and all its leaves and flowers and fruits. So it gets everything from the ground, which is the roots, the mud. Though the roots are planted deep into the earth, it takes whatever is required, the water, the nutrients, and the sunlight, which are the natural panchabhutas. So through the panchabhutas, we are able to look at a tree, which is in its full glory and its full bloom. So a tree gives everyone shelter, wood or grass, everything. So it provides humanity with whatever is required. So the ultimate, lesson that we can take from this looking at a tree is just by using Panchabhutas, a tree is able to give so many things to the humanity, and humans also need to use whatever is there in the purest form, in its natural form, and try to serve mankind in whatever way possible. So when you look at a tree, it does not take anything, but its main motto is to give. So it is like Jagadaika Kutumbakam. So you keep on giving because it is the purest form of nature. So when you look at a tree, that is the example. A tree sets to all of us that you can take whatever is necessary for you and give out. So the more you give, the more you get. The more you serve people, the more you are having a full-fledged life of your own. So a tree is considered to be the highest in consciousness, just like every human can be linked to consciousness. Every person, every bird, and every living thing out there is consciousness. We can relate a tree to consciousness. So it is like Jagat Hitaya Cha, we need to live to give. So take more of whatever is necessary only, and not anything more than that, and serve human and mankind to in whatever way possible.
Over to Kantiji for feedback.
You can give the feedback, Vaniji.
You're the group coordinator, no? So we are there in the background. We'll add on.
Okay. Satyalata ji gave a wonderful background to what tree is and Vedanta. It was a very nice way of telling that Jagat Hitaya Cha, what tree gives, and we will have to learn from that. That was a very good correlation to Vedanta from tree, what you gave, Satyalata ji. It was a very nice way of linking to, and even Panchabhutas that you said, it takes all the Panchabhutas from to grow for the nourishment. That was also a wonderful way of explaining about tree. Vaniji, would you like to add anything more?
I think that summed it up very well. Excellent, Satyalata ji. Really good.
Yeah, wonderful exposition of understanding of Vedanta in 2 minutes related to the tree.
You can move on to the other speakers. Maybe because this is getting recorded, you can also give a brief outline. What is the topic for today, Kantiji, and how you have distributed the topics between the speakers, if there is any distribution.
And as of today, we don't have any distribution
Okay.
and no
And
questioning
that the
also.
reference talk was given. So later, if somebody is listening to the session, they will relate to it.
Actually, it is just their view about the purpose of life or the quest for happiness. They'll have to speak for 2 minutes and plus one. So 2 minutes, an indication will be given. And then plus one also, that is an indication that you will have to end. But if you continue for the first time, it's okay, but it will just be indicated. I would request someone from the participants to become a timer so that you can indicate, or even the observers, anybody can be a timer. Anybody, would you like to be a timer?
Timekeeper. You just have to keep the timer and give a warning at 2 minutes and then ask them to wind up at 3. Maybe Sriram could do it.
Yeah, sure. The warning as in what way? As in the chat, message in the chat? Or?
No chat, no, the speaker will not be looking at it. So maybe you can show two, or you can give different backgrounds and groups
Yeah.
through that also.
So Sriram, the idea is the speaker must know that 2 minutes are over and then 1 minute is left.
We'll highlight
Fine.
both the timekeeper as well as the
So-
speaker.
Okay.
We'll spotlight both of them on the screen.
So if you can decide on both.
If you want, you can show 2 and then 3. You
Right,
can
sure.
decide how you want to do.
But just let people know what
What you're doing.
how you're going to give the alerts so that people will look for it. I mean, the speakers will look for it.
All right. I mean, if the chat is not open, it will pop up on the screen. So I think, is that
No, they may not notice it.
all right? Fine. I'll probably follow what you said. I mean, I'll show 2 like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So show, I mean, you, okay.
So Kanti, can you highlight both of them? Sriram
Yeah.
and the speaker.
Who would volunteer to be the first speaker of the day? Or is it that we can choose?
You can just start calling out names.
So is
That
everyone
may be
aware?
faster.
So just to set the base right, is everyone aware of what is going to happen today?
Has everyone been able to listen to the reference talk that was put up? Anyone who could not listen to it? Yeah, great. Kanti ji,
So,
can start
Lakshmi
calling
ji-
out names.
Yeah. Sublakshmi ji, can you go first?
Okay. I just wanted to make it little later. It's okay. Let me make a try. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My pranams to Sadguru Shri Narasimha Prabhuji and all Atma Jyotis. I am Atma Jyoti Subbalakshmi, talking on purpose of life. So I have been given a topic of what is purpose of life. Okay, so what we can say about purpose. So we generally it is different. Oh, I want this, I want that, I have to achieve this, I want to be happy, I want to be peace. Yes, that is the one. Peace. I want to be peace. That is the main purpose of life. For whatever you achieve, whatever you make, it is the peace the counts ultimately. So for what we have to do for getting that peace, so that has to be seen now. So to get the peace, we have to know the essential nature. So essential nature of ourselves and the world. So what is essential nature? Essential nature means truth. Truth, that is tattva. Tattva means truth. Truth is essential nature, means your original nature. What is your original nature? So that has to be understood. So to understand that, so this tattva bodha has been given by our Guru Sri Shankaracharya to understand our essential nature deeply. So we have to go about it. So let us talk a bit more on this. Okay, so essential nature is a truth. Okay, done. And then we have to see what exactly meant by essential nature means. We can be talking about that with an example. What Guruji usually gives is that glass and mud. So glass can take any form. Glass can be of a small, big, or pot, or whatever shape it can take, and we will be identifying with those forms only. So do we identify with those forms, or do we really identify that nature? No, we are now trying to identify our true nature, that is essential nature. This tattva bodha is required. This study of tattva bodha is required. The same has been told in scriptures like Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, and other Vedantic scriptures. So this has been told, and then without our knowledge, we will be associating with the BMI. That is essential nature is Atma, God. And for us, for ourselves, it is Atma, and for the whole of the world, it is God. Okay. So, and then we have to, once we understand that I means that real I, that is self, we understand that. So, and separate it out from our BMI, and that is called knowledge of essential nature, and that is jnana. That is called recognition of jnana. So this recognition of jnana, it can be done only through Guru, and with the help of Guru and Vedanta, and this Tattva Bodha will help us a lot in understanding about our essential nature and be at peace, and that is the purpose of life. Thank you.
It was a wonderful talk to start with. Subbalakshmi ji, what is the essential nature of ourselves, you told. Vaniji, would you like to give feedback?
Kantiji, you can continue, give your feedback. If there is anything we want to add, Vasu, we'll definitely add.
So I think
Okay.
Subbalakshmi ji can do her self-evaluation.
Yeah, let's start with self-evaluation actually,
And then
like we used to do. Always.
What you felt good about and
Yeah.
what points you could improve, you can just speak.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to present about the purpose of life, which is ultimately peace. So, and as per my evaluation, I could make it up within 3 minutes or a few seconds more, maybe. With the time management, to the larger extent, I have done. And as per the topic is concerned, I had to cover more crisply within the time frame, and a bit more, one or two points I had noted down, which I was not able to manage within 3 minutes. So I think next time it may be of better. Thank you.
Sriram, what was the total time taken?
It was 3 minutes 33 seconds.
Fine. Kantiji, over to you.
So we can move on to the next speaker, Padma Karthik ji.
Hari Om everyone. I am Padma Karthik, and I'll also be talking about the purpose of life, quest for happiness. I think the word quest for happiness is a never-ending quest for all of us to begin with. So we all go behind all the materialistic things like house, property, qualifications, where we stand in the society, and all these external things. And we lead superficial lives going behind different kinds of names and forms, like we are mothers, we are fathers, we are daughters, son, whatever roles we take up. And it is mostly following one after the other, also overlapping each other roles. And this is how we tend to lead our life. And then the quest for happiness leads us to go behind many things. And yet the question arises, are we really happy? The answer is no. For a few days, we might be happy, for a few weeks. But then again, there is the quest. The quest starts again. Why am I not happy, or what will give me happiness? And then we start to look out for various things to be happy. Now, how can I truly be happy? I can be only truly happy when I know what is the key to that happiness. So in this thought process, what do I really need to be happy arises another question. So as in the here and now, I don't really need anything to be happy. So in the here and now, do I have worries? No. In the here and now, do I have any problems? No. In the here and now, do I have any anxiety? No. So then there is only happiness, or there is only bliss left there. So the next question is, how do I go about being this happy all the time? So that is where I think the journey towards the inner self starts. And when we truly realize ourselves, I think that is when the quest for happiness truly stops. So, what is the way that I can get to that inner self? I think there are many scriptures given to us by our great masters and our Sri Prabhuji. And one of the texts is Tattva Bodha. And I think when we begin that journey, I think it unfolds really beautifully, like a lotus. So may all of us just have that quest for happiness and in the self and realize the self. Hari Om. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Thank you.
Can you, how long did she take, Sridhar?
2 minutes 50 seconds.
Excellent. So can you evaluate what you think were the plus points about the way in which you spoke, and what do you think requires more attention, Padmaji?
Yes, Vaniji. Yeah. So first of all, I think I had lots to share. So when I was preparing, I thought I don't have things for 3 minutes. I did time myself, but I don't know. I thought I need more material. So there was actually many more points that I wanted to cover. However, after Sriram pointed out the 2-minute sign, I knew, okay, I had to wind up. So I came up with my last few points. And also, I think I am used to contemplating more, like, especially because I have been more than in a year, I have been doing the Gita contemplation. So there is one habit in me where I always ask questions, how does this apply in my life? Or how do I put it into practice in my life? Whereas today, it was a different thing. I had to present. So it could not be something that only connects to me. It had to be something which was relevant to everyone who is listening to that talk. So bringing out that was a bit of a challenge for me, I felt, because I'm used to, so that has to change, I felt. Another thing was, when you speak like this extempore, I think some kind of like a slide or a PowerPoint or something can help you to bring out the points you need to talk about on the screen, rather than just recollection and having to reorganize and reframe. So these are the two things that I thought that I needed improvement on. You would like, I would like a feedback about how the flow of my speech was. That's something I want to know from you all.
Kantiji, would you like to give a feedback?
Yes, Vaniji. Actually, Padmaji, you did a wonderful job and your confidence was seen in your talk. The flow was so continuous. Maybe you had many things to tell, but yet we did not know what the things that you left out. But it was a very confident flow of what is superficial and what are the roles. All those you covered in that short span of time. What is quest for happiness was brought out very well. That is what can be told about your talk. Anything to add, Vaniji?
Yeah, excellent.
Vasuji?
Kantiji's evaluation is excellent. Padmaji's insights are also very powerful. That she's been doing contemplating more than presenting. So the talk, the order in which you took it was also very good, that we are always searching for happiness. That was like the introduction, the beginning part of the talk, then you elaborated on that. And then seeing the time, you were very wise, you let go of the other points and you wound up well within the time. So that was all done really well. One thing which didn't give enough clarity was the here and now. Because
Okay.
somebody may have a pressing problem here and now.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they might have a health crisis, they might have a family crisis. So even in the here and now, at this particular moment in time, there may be a urgent crisis which is troubling a person. So we can't say that always in the here and now, or what is the here and now. So if here and now is something different from what most people will think it is, then that needs to be brought out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think even I thought that, because somebody, if they are hearing Vedanta talk for the first time,
Yeah.
they might
So
not.
always remember, we are reaching out. Keep your target group. Though here everybody is attending ABSC, etc. The person who may be listening to you may not be familiar with Vedantic terms, may not be familiar with certain terminologies that you may be using. So it is good either to clarify that, or in a 2-minute or 3-minute talk, go to something which does not need too much of clarifying.
Yeah.
You don't have too much time there.
Yeah, correct.
PPTs also work well for little longer talks, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. For 2 or 3 minutes, I think what you did was perfect.
Okay.
It was well done. So it's the only thing that here and now part, somebody not used to Vedanta may not relate to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, Vasaji.
Wonderful. Actually, I don't know if, I'm sure everybody would have noticed, you carry off a wonderful smile as you speak, right through the 3 minutes.
It was effortless. It seemed effortless.
So that's one quality that you can effectively use even while communicating, trying to say. And also, I think that you're speaking, you're contemplating more, and you're not spoken less. It's maybe it can be used to an advantage. A lot of insights will come and you can present it.
And you were a very good presenter, by the way.
Yeah, those are the two things I noticed. The other thing is, of course, as Vani said, here and now. Only thing, if we say that there are no problems, then we will start defining happiness as an interpretation as happiness is only when there are no problems, which is
correct. Yeah.
really not true.
Yeah, got
so
it.
you have to define here and now, or define happiness redefine, and that is not possible in the 2-minute talks or 3-minute talks. So stick to standard things in 2 minutes. When you get a longer talk, you can start exploring. Also, it is true that you need pointers. So think of pointers alternative to PPT.
Have a small trigger list for yourself. That is one.
See what else you can do.
Yeah. Actually, I had all this sticky notes and stuff, but that's what, like
no,
when
in
he
3 minutes you can't talk much. So first of all, don't be ambitious. What you did was exactly right. You can have a couple of points on the side. And like Kanti ji said, no one will know what points you had and what you didn't cover. That is only for you. The person listening to you has heard what you said in the 3 minutes. Correct. So don't evaluate yourself by how many points you could not cover. What did you cover? Don't take too many points. 1, 2 in 3 minutes and finish with it. And make sure that everything has been covered about those 2 points or 1 point.
Actually, just as a generic thing for everybody, see, in short talks, there will we will spend at least about 20 seconds for introduction, 20 to 30 seconds. Then another 20 to 30 seconds for conclusion. That leaves hardly about 2 minutes and 15 seconds
for elaborating.
So in those 2 minutes, we may be able to say 2 or 3 points. So that's probably the sizing that we have to get.
It may be just 1 point also.
So
And reference talk that is given to you, whether it is Tattva Bodha, Bhagavata, it may be different talks. So it is not given to you at this stage for the scripture of Tattva Bodha. It is given as a reference for the particular topic that we have. This is also a feedback to Sublakshmi. It's a natural thing to assume in the beginning. I'm listening to a Tattva Bodha talk, therefore I will
Okay.
present
Okay.
it as Tattva Bodha.
Yeah.
it's given
Okay.
as a pointer to quest for happiness, the topic for that day.
Okay. Okay.
Lakshmi ji also spoke very well.
Yeah, wonderful.
One pointer is BMI. Again,
Yeah,
somebody-
I did not expand that.
Yeah,
It's-
part
I
of
did not
Vedanta, you will need to expand it and
Hashtag.
say why you are not body-minded.
I did.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vaniji and Vasuji, for your feedback. Now we'll move on to Kamala Karthik ji.
Okay. So this is the first time I'm attending this session. So I'm a little nervous also. So let me start. So Hari Om to all Atma Jyotis. So the topic is the purpose of life. So we all are leading our life in one way or other to be happy. So what gives us the true happiness is the one which is long lasting and is always with us. So sometimes if we eating chocolate which makes us happy, but it will not last, it will give a temporary happiness. So when we start questing for the real happiness, and when we see that all this happiness is binding around one or other material nature, it gives us pleasure because it satisfies our ego, or it satisfies us for some time. So when we get deep into it, all these there are three modes of the material nature which binds the soul into it, and those are our three gunas. So that is I want to take you through a story. Like there were three robbers. A person was going into the forest, and there were three robbers. The first one told him that let us loot him and kill him. So because that shows our tamasic nature, because he wants the sorry, he wants that whatever he's having, and also he is not ignorant. He is ignorant that he has to kill and get that. What will be the what will be the result of that action? He was not aware of that. He is not thinking about that. That is our tamasic guna. The second robber is telling that no, let's not loot him. Let's just loot him. No need of killing him. So he is too much engraved into the possession or whatever desire, whatever he is having, that we need to acquire that. So they tying him, and they are looting all his money, and they are going away. Now the third robber is coming, and he is untying him, and he is just telling that person that this is the way to get out of this forest, and I can tell that only. So the third one is the sattvic guna, little amount of goodness that will rises our soul to the next level, but it is not transcendental. So Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita says, Traigunyo Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvanvo Nitya Sattvastu Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. So Bhagavan says that you need to rise above the three modes of this material nature, which gives you the true pleasure, which gives you the true bliss. So when you get out of these three gunas and raise your soul above the nature, there is a good divine quality where you can see the God, and that will help to help you in productivity, and make you work efficiently, and it gives you purity in mind. So how we have to rise ourselves to more than the three guna is to know our true nature. So what is our true nature? Why are we clinging towards? Why are we getting into these three these three gunas, and because we are working towards the result oriented action. So when we dissociate ourselves from the BMI, and when we understand that we are just working as an instrument of God, and when we realize that it is only Bhagwan, we are also just a manifestation of the God, we will understand our true nature, and that will help us to be understand that the true consciousness, which is nothing but the God only. Thank you.
For the first time that you have spoken, Kamalaji, you have done a wonderful job. And my apologies, I just did not give you the chance for 2-minute Vedantic talk because I just could not make out whether you've joined or not. My apologies for that. But anyway, you did this first talk itself very well. And you started with you were nervous, but you did it without being nervous. And you gave about the story of the gunas, and then how you relate that robber to the gunas. That was really good. And I think you can just be as casual as possible. That is one thing. You can just forget that you were nervous, and that is what you did, and that you can continue. And over to Vaniji and Vasuji.
We could have the self-evaluation also.
Yeah,
Kamalaji.
Kamalaji, please do the self-evaluation.
So my evaluation, I need a little more preparation because as Padmaji told, even I have a lot of things. I made a lot of points, this, that, and all. Finally, I could not conclude which one I should say. So as you said, Vasuji, so for introduction 20 seconds and for conclusion 20 seconds or 30 seconds, and we can. I need to be. I need to prepare in such a manner and. Present in a better way is what I feel. I'm not able to conclude which to tell. I need preparation is what I feel.
What did you do nicely according to you? Today, what went well? A lot of things went well. So can you identify one or two of them?
I was able to give a quote from Bhagavad Gita. I was able to tell a story.
Yeah, excellent. Actually, the talk structure was very good because you had a story through which to convey a message. And it always makes it interesting for the listener when you have a story. And you had a quote. And you had a point also. Your central focus was the three gunas and how the three gunas will behave. Person acting through tamasic nature at that point of time. How will that person behave? How will the rajasic person behave? Always the gunas will keep changing. So the same person may not always be tamasic, same person may not always be rajasic or sattvic, though one may be predominant frequency most of the time. So that also is a good thing to bring out. So all that came out very well. I don't think you need more preparation. Probably you need less preparation according to me. Because you need just 1 point. For 3 minutes, you need 1 point, and you did that. You took 1 point and you elaborated well. The only thing is, I think, time factor. Sriram, how much time did she take?
She took 4 minutes, 1 second.
Yeah. So about 30 seconds, 40 seconds should have been cut. So whatever you spoke towards the end, though relevant, maybe could have been minimized and fitted in to 3 minute, 20 seconds would be okay.
Yeah. So
but otherwise excellent. I don't see initially little diffidence was there, but afterwards you became very fluent. You have the capacity to be extremely fluent and present really well.
Thank you, Aniji.
You know, one of the ways of connecting to people is to be very transparent. transparent even about our own nervousness.
And you said it also in the beginning.
That gives people the audience, a greater understanding of the speaker. So you already did that well, whether consciously or unconsciously. So be aware of that. It is very, very, very helpful for us to be transparent when we speak. This is the first time I'm speaking. I'm very nervous. I don't know. This is not about being, not courageous, but being transparent about your own problems. That was good, but time management, of course, but unfortunately there was a technical glitch. Sriram lost his internet connection, so I think
He could not show the 2 minute.
You might not have got
signal.
the warning,
Okay.
2-minute warning.
Okay.
Then, with practice, we can improve.
And
on the time
each one of us, we can also keep the timer in front of us on your, if you have logged in through the internet, or you have a watch or a clock in front of you. When we speak, we can keep it in front of us, and we can also time ourselves. So don't depend too heavily on the timekeeper. You can also be aware of how much time you are taking on your own. This is not just to you, to all JJs. So
Thank you.
excellent.
Thank you, Vasu.
And Sriram is doing a wonderful job of coming on the video, showing 2 minutes and 3 minutes. It flashes.
Sriram, you should stay for a little bit longer with the 2 or 3. So in case they're
another
looking down,
10 to 15 seconds more.
Yeah, okay, fine, all right.
Okay. And then you can turn it off.
Yeah.
Right, all right.
Thank you, Vasuji and Vaniji. It is Sriram who will be speaking now. I would request someone else to be the timer. Who would be the timer? Kamlaji, can you be?
As a timer, Kantiji?
Only, yeah. After 2 minutes, you'll have to tell that 2 minutes are over. You can on your camera and indicate that 2 minutes are over. And after 3 minutes, just show the 3 minutes are over. That's all. Only thing is you have to have the timer. Can you do that?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah.
Clocking that. You know the mobile.
Yes, Kantiji.
So Sriram can start now, no? As soon as he starts, you can just start on the timer.
Sure.
Yes, Sriram.
Okay, yeah, I hope I'm audible. Okay. So, samsara, that is the vicious cycle. It is the agitation in the mind. Samsara is nothing but the agitation in the mind, which arises from trying to achieve the unachievable. We want to achieve infinity. We want to expand and achieve infinity. But that is not possible because we are trying to achieve infinity from the mindset of being finite, from being an individual. Achieving infinity is ananta. From ananta comes ananda, which is bliss. That is the end goal. That is the whole purpose of life. Anything we do is to expand, to achieve infinite, to achieve ananda. Ananda is the third part of the famous Satchidananda, which describes which is a characteristic of Brahman. Sat Chit Ananda, the last 1/3 of Brahman is missing. That is what the entire life is about. That is what the purpose of life is. Sat and Chit, however, we always have with us. We say I am. In daily language, you say I am this, I am that, I am going here. So throughout our whole life, I am is a constant. I am is permanent, unchanging. This Adi Shankaracharya calls the tattva, or the essence. The essence of me is I am. I am is Sat and Chit, existence and consciousness. This I am is superimposed on the body and the mind, which are changing entities, which are superficial. The essence is imposed on the superficial, which is the changing part. The changing depends on the essence, which is the tattva. We in reality are the tattva, which is I am. That is superimposed on the body, which is the superficial. This causes problems. We believe we are the superficial, the body, and we try to become permanent and try to become infinite, which is not possible. That is where stress comes in. We cope with the change. We try to cope with the change, and we hope that it doesn't change. So that is the stress. The tattva is shown to us by someone who has realized the tattva, by the Sadguru. One who realizes himself, his true nature as Brahman, Atma, I am. He has achieved the purpose, that is Ananda. He can show us what your tattva is, what my tattva is, that is I am, which is universal, which is God. That he who can show us is called the Sadguru, who is called the Tattva Mala Vibhushitaha, who wears the tattva, the necklace, that is tattva. He wears tattva as a necklace, which means he's always he's always established in his essence, which is I am. Hari Om.
How many minutes will it, Kamlaji?
He completed in 2.58
Oh, okay.
On the dot.
within time. Within time, yeah.
Okay. Can you do your self-evaluation, please?
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure what audience connect means because it's a virtual setting. So I don't think I can judge on. But on the content, I think I tried to gather most of the main points from his talk and try to relate it with the topic. And I think I was quite convinced that yes, this is a good flow for the topic, relevant to the topic. So yeah, I think with the content and the flow, it was good. Maybe because I tried to include a lot of the points, so probably it went a little fast, the pace. So I don't know if everything came out clearly. So yeah, I think I think that's mostly it. Is there anything else that I probably did not look into?
Over to Kartiji.
Yes, please, Kantiji.
Sriram, you did a wonderful job in the start. It was samsara, ananta, and ananda. That flow was really beautiful. The way you the launch was very good, and throughout the time that you spoke, you had the grip, and it just showed how strong you are, and what is the stuff that you have within you, what you have understood about the maybe Satchitananda, whatever you spoke, the essence of happiness, the natural or the true essence that we have to be, that you have understood so well. What is superimposed, everything was beautifully explained. And one thing I felt is this would be a little high for a beginner. This is something I felt for a person who doesn't know anything about Vedanta.
Is it my network or?
She's not audible even.
Kartiji's network must have gone.
Network. Yeah.
So
We
as
can
Kartiji was saying, Sriram, Kartiji, you want to continue?
Yeah, I think she's back.
Yeah. So it was a really beautiful explanation of the true essence of our life. That is what I would like to tell, and the confidence, the flow, everything was beautifully done. You did not miss anything in that short span of time. Over to Vasuji and Vaniji.
Yeah, Sriram, time management, top marks. It was a high energy talk. You spoke very energetically. You were making good eye contact with the camera, though it is a virtual setting. You were using gestures effectively. So there was good body language. Vocabulary was good. Language was good. Only thing, like everything came out very well. the beginning, middle, end was a bit abrupt because you realized 3 minutes are up and you quickly wound up, I think, in the end. So it could have been a little more gentle ending. It seemed a little abrupt. Otherwise, it was very good. The points came out excellently. Like Kantiji said, maybe starting with samsara, for instance, if you think that someone from your class in IIT is attending, so would they be able to relate? You were asking about how to relate to the audience. You're not sure because it's a virtual setting. So you could imagine your target audience as the people you normally interact with. That is one way.
Okay.
So to some a classmate you're explaining this question of happiness, purpose of life. Ananta, Ananda, Satchit. Excellently, you brought everything out. Superimposition, how you cannot have an infinite mindset and attain the infinite, not possible. They're diametrically opposite things. All that
mindset
came out so well.
Finite mindset.
Finite mindset, infinity. Everything came out excellently well. But if you're explaining the same thing to a classmate in IIT,
Right. I was under okay. I was actually under the impression that it's along the lines of the reference talk. That got clarified after you mentioned it again.
will give you the Vedantic framework. So
okay,
those
understood. I'll keep that in mind.
truths can come out. I'm not saying that every time it should be you're talking to a classmate. I'm saying if you want, you can posit a certain kind of target audience, and you can mention it also when you start to talk. That this is what you're assuming. If you want to be sure about audience connect, that is why I'm bringing it up.
All right.
Okay. Got it. Excellent. Excellent talk.
Thank you.
I think the angle with which you approached a different starting point of samsara is itself very unique. And the gestures are also very unique. I mean, not unique, I mean, gesture high energy, like Vaniji said. So that gives a lot of energy, and we could see a lot of involvement. As I was watching you, seeing you, I could see a lot of involvement in the topic. So hats off to you for that. And my heartiest congratulations on setting up the video correctly so that your full face is seen parallel and your eye contact is being able to be seen by the viewers. Because in a virtual talk that becomes very, very important. You can think about, like Vaniji says, different groups of audience. One, people who know Vedanta, another set of people who do not know Vedanta. Or if you are saying you're not going to be able to cater to that audience, you can in the beginning say, okay, this talk assumes a background knowledge of Vedanta and start.
I would actually encourage everybody to assume that the audience has no idea about Vedanta.
Yeah, that is.
Because if you can talk to such an audience, you can talk to anybody.
Got it. All right.
Yeah, that is. Explain to a stranger, explain to a schoolboy. How would you do that?
Without talking down to anybody. At the same time, is it possible to make it clear? But your clarity and your conviction are truly amazing, Srinath.
Yeah, wonderful.
Excellent.
Great time management also. Yeah, just a matter of thing in terms of the variety of audience, general audience that you may see, you might want to slow down the pace of your talk by about 15 to 20%.
Yeah. I noticed that on my own, yes.
The pace of speaking.
When we have a lot of points we want to cover, it gives us momentum.
That's all. Otherwise.
Because I want to cover that whole thing. In the span of
wonderful
time.
talk.
Okay. Thank you.
We are taking a little more time for feedback today because it's the first session. Each time it may not take so long.
Yeah. I'm actually very sorry. I have to leave right now. Is that okay? I'll go through the
Yeah, carry on, Srinath.
I'll go through the YouTube of the for the later part
Yeah.
of the.
It would
Thank
be
you.
great to have you through the session next time, if possible.
Yeah.
But
definitely. Yeah. Thank you. Hari Om.
you.
Thank you.
We have 3 more participants, Rupa, Deepa, and Satyalata ji today. But we've already gone 10 minutes more than 9:30. Maybe we can do a quick 3-minute talk of all the 3. And then at the end, we can have the feedback. Is that okay, Vasuji?
That's fine with us, but let's check with the rest of them. Another 6 to 3 minutes each. 10 minutes extension is okay with everybody. We can please begin. We can continue.
Can we continue for 10 more minutes? Please, can you just let us know?
Yes, Kanti-ji, not a problem.
Okay. So now, since you can stay a little more than the time that was allotted, we will go with Rupa ji, who can speak for 3 minutes. And in the end, we can have the feedback, or how is it?
Yeah.
That's
they can
fine.
just do self-assessment and we'll carry on. In the end, we'll give the other feedback.
Okay. Okay.
I need to be the timer, Kanti-ji. Should
Yeah,
I
yeah.
show?
Please.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
Shall I start, ma'am?
Can we also highlight Padmaji, who was doing the timer?
Yeah.
Can we have the timer also spotlit?
Kamla ji?
I'm here, Kanti-ji.
1 minute. I'll spotlight you. Yes, yes. When she starts, you can have the timing start. You can start, Rupa ji.
Yeah. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Hari Om. So everyone wants to be happy in life, and that will be their goal. So their ultimate goal, and we do all the things possible in all the possible ways to be happy. We actually postpone to be happy tomorrow by doing things in the present time. So we are postponing our happiness to the future, and this goes on like this only to realize that I was never happy. But it's not true that one is never happy, but happiness comes in different stages, in different forms. And but as it does not stay long, as it does not last long, and it is temporary, one feels that he is not happy. And because this happens because we are trying to find happiness in temporary things in this materialistic world. And if we carefully look at ourselves as kids, we were all very happy, but the degree of happiness went on decreasing as we grew up. It all happened because of the conditioning we had received, that we are like this now. And it is also, I feel it is also because of the ego that we have built, the image that we have built in our minds, that is blocking the happiness, because we think that we can do anything, and we try to take the control over the situations in life. We want it to go our own way, and we try very hard to do that, to make it happen. And we are also trying to keep up with the image that we have built in our minds about ourselves. And and we all experience things in life, and we struggle to be happy by extra but ultimately we come to know that we are not like that. We are not happy. And lastly, what helped me in this quest for happiness is the Bhagavad Gita and Vedanta classes. And the shloka in Bhagavad Gita that influenced me a lot is the shloka from chapter 2, verse 47, Karmani Vadikaraste Mahaphaleshu Kadachana, where Sri Krishna talks about our selfless service that we have to do. We have to we only have the right to do the action, but we don't have the right on its fruits. So selfless service is what I feel is the key to happiness, one of the keys to happiness. Thank you. Hari Om.
Rupaji, you did a wonderful job, and you were very confident in speaking. You can self-evaluate now. You almost took only 3 minutes. How many seconds, Kamalaji?
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
3 minutes. You were on time. You can just self-evaluate.
Yeah, I stumbled a little here and there, and I went blank in the middle. So these are two shortcomings, I feel. And maybe I was not looking at the camera throughout, only in parts, a few parts I was looking at the camera.
So what all went well, Rupaji? Many things went well. Can you name some of them?
Yeah, I was a little confident in the beginning. In the middle, there was some problem, but then again started. I think that was something that went well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rupaji. Now we will move on to Deepaji.
Yes, Gandhiji. Shall I start?
Deepaji?
Shall I start?
Yeah.
Gandhiji?
Yeah.
Hari Om to all the Atma Jyotis. I'm here to speak on the given topic, purpose of life. Like everyone, my purpose is to seek happiness, and and seeking happiness in different forms. Like as a child, I looked out for happiness in new dresses, chocolates. Then as a teenager, I found happiness in getting good marks, sometimes even being the topper. Then as a youth, I was happy getting a good job. Then salary hikes that made me happy. When I got married, blessed with a child. Then again, she was a bundle of joy for us. Then the purpose of life after her birth was to let her study how much ever she wants to, because I couldn't do it. Wanted to let her study how much ever she wants. So I was busy accumulating wealth, ignoring my health to avoid any financial problems in the future. But
job and ended up having health issues. And with the job, came into spirituality. I heard about spirituality from my mother and sister. That's how I came into it, looking out for happiness in this. And wanted myself to be busy doing something. Then in the beginning, like anyone else, I was curious, had many doubts, and getting all those cleared up now, getting answers for them. Trying to imbibe the knowledge that I am receiving from the Vedanta and Gita classes. And whenever I have been applying it, I have seen a remarkable result that encourages me to go on with this. All the time in my life, I was looking for happiness in the external world, which gave me happiness, but that was temporary. Unaware of myself being an infinite bliss, I was leading a superficial life. A wrong thinking that I am this body, this mind was leading me nowhere. So attending these classes is showing me the path to God and helping me realize my real nature. I'm grateful to the Light of Self and all the gurus and the Sadguru for guiding us all in this path. Thank you. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah.
Thank you, Deepaji. It was a really good talk, but for some internet issue, the talk was a little slow. It was lagging. But for that, you did a very good job than what you did in the previous session. This was a...
Thank you, Kantiji.
Can you evaluate Deepaji?
I think I just prepared in a way where nobody prepared like this. I was feeling very much nervous because the way I prepared is completely different from the way all others prepared. Because I mostly have written about myself here than on the given topic and related that to the topic. So I had to prepare in such a way that it was general. And general in the sense the way others have prepared. Sorry for that.
So this is also a different way of approaching the topic. For many people, when you share your personal journey, that is also convincing to them. Or if it can happen to Deepa, then it can happen to me. So you can't say it is wrong. It's another way of approaching. You brought in the entire perspective. So it's good. It was a good talk.
Thank you, Anji.
Now, the last person to speak is Satyalataji. Over to Satyalataji.
Hari Om to all the Atma Jyotis here. So to keep my speech a bit relatable and simple, life is an ever-flowing journey. It is a flow on a river where our purpose of life, that is what adds some direction and diction to it. A purposeless life is like a rudderless boat. So Hari Om to all the Atma Jyotis. I am Satyalata, and I want to just share my understanding of purpose of life. And I believe that happiness is within us. Though we look for happiness here and there in the outside world, happiness is within us. So to talk about the purpose of my life, I have had many. Yes, I had many purposes of my life, and with every twist and turn in my life, my purposes kept on changing. So it was like the changing colors of the sky, the passing clouds. Every now and then my purpose was changing, and so did my direction. And let me admit, it was never easy. And it was a wild goose chase, I should say. So as I kept on chasing my new purposes in life, it was an untiring effort and it was a relentless chase. And I know that happiness was not to be found in the outside world. In fact, let me tell you all that it started 9 years back when I first met Sri Prabhuji and his divine message, Nanu Nanibudi. Little did I know what it meant, but all I got from him was the solace, the hope, a ray of hope, and all the new energy that I exactly needed at that time. So as I listened to Prabhuji, I just felt that he was my mentor and I just exactly got what I wanted at that particular point in my life. He was an invisible hand holding me at all times. Though I met Prabhuji, I was always trying to get the purpose of my life, which was never to be achieved. And as I invested more and more of my time in getting my happiness in terms of career, relationships, children, I knew that it was just running far and far away from me. And as Prabhuji said, the most attention to whatever attention we give the most, we need to replace that with something higher. So gradually the purpose of my life changed again. Yes, once again, but this time it was here to stay. The ultimate purpose of my life, I should say, is to become Prabhuji's teaching and to live as his message. The purpose, my purpose, is to move from being peaceful to becoming peace, to being loving to becoming love itself, to become being compassionate to becoming compassion itself. So from yoga to jnana and from Shakti to Shiva. That is the purpose of my life. So the purpose of my life is I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, but I'm not Prabhuji, but I'm his message. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham.
You being the public speaking guru, how else can you speak? It takes all. Anyway, as the procedure has to go, self-evaluate yourself, Satyalataji.
I exactly don't know because I did not know if I had to relate this to something, some other talk. I just thought the purpose of life is the concept, and I thought I just could go in my own way so that I can relate to everyone. And I think I had to cut short wherever necessary. I did not, I think I just wanted to keep pace of the time.
Yeah, all three speakers have done an excellent job. Each of you had a particular theme that itself was excellent. Rupa ji spoke about control. How thinking that I should be in control always brings unhappiness into my life whenever I cannot be in control. And then she brought in Karma Yoga concept of offering results to the divine, instead of thinking I should be in control of the results. So that was her theme. And then Deepaji brought in the theme of inside and outside. I'm looking for happiness outside, but actually all the time I am happiness myself. It is inside. That was also very well done. Satyaji brought in the truth of direction. Purpose gives us direction. So, and she brought in, superimposed her own life on this, on the Vedantic concept, extremely fluent, very coherent, very clear. So all three speakers were good. Satyaji has been also amazing. But it is necessary for all JJs to listen to the reference talk. It is posted on the group and to use that as a framework. It is not that we are repeating whatever Prabhuji said, but we are listening to that talk, using the understanding of that talk as the framework for our own 3 minute, 5 minute, 7 minute, whatever is the duration given to us. We use that as a framework, but we can come from any direction. We can be very creative in the ways that we present. All that is fine. Reference talk gives us, like Satyaji was just saying, the direction, also the framework. So whole of the session has been excellent, amazing talks by all JJs.
Yeah. Vanichi, I have a
Bharti's
question.
coordination is amazing also.
I have a question, Vanichi.
Yeah.
So this one, actually, in this particular one, the instructions given, like suggestions given in the group, was to include that reference to Vedantic scripture and other things. Other instructions were there. So I thought that I had to follow that. So I related directly to, that Tattva Bodha, what is Tattva Bodha and how it is to be done that way. So any input for me?
We had asked for a quote. If you can, you could include a quote from any scripture, whether it is from Tattva Bodha or any other scripture is fine.
Okay.
So, but
any input
every
for
time
me?
a framework will be given, and it is good to follow the framework.
I think,
Okay.
But that even following that framework can be done in many different ways. There is no one right way alone.
Okay. Okay.
So that gives you a lot of scope for creativity.
Okay.
As we have seen today. Actually.
Yeah, I think what the understanding, perhaps your question may have come from whether the session, whether quoting Tattva Bodha was wrong. No, that was not the thing. That the talk was not supposed to be based on Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodha's talk, Prabhuji's talk, was supposed
given
to be
as a
reference framework
on
the quest to elaborate on the quest for happiness from any angle that each speaker chose.
Quest for happiness and purpose of life.
Some people quoted Bhagavad Gita, some people quoted Bhagavata. You can also quote Tattva Bodha, you can quote any other scripture. If you want to do that, that is perfectly allowed.
Okay. Yeah.
But the session was not supposed to be based on Tattva Bodha.
Okay.
Not to be on Tattva Bodha, but the truths of Tattva Bodha on the theme quest for happiness or purpose for life.
Yeah. Okay. So because I had prepared based on that, I had prepared according to whatever has been given. So my own interpretation on that.
Wonderful.
So I just wanted to
late
check
today. So we could wind up with the ending prayer.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll end this prayer and end this with the prayer and then close for the day. And the next class will be on 25th October. That is the 4th Wednesday. We will be having it on 4th Wednesday of every month. So 4th Wednesday happens to be on 25th.
Kantiji, just make sure there is no festival during that week. I think Dasara Deepavali.
Okay.
Dasara ends on 24th.
24th.
Yeah.
Okay. So let us end the session with the prayer. Asatoma Gamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Thank you all. I'll just stop the recording.
Thank you.
Hari Om.